Hi, my name is Andrew Stadel and welcome to Estimation 180. I want to thank you for using Estimation 180 with your students to help them build their number sense and their mathematical reasoning. The purpose of this video is to share a brief overview of my definition of number sense and the number sense guide here found at Estimation 180. I noticed that in my journey as a math educator that when I had a better definition of what number sense is, it has really helped guide the work I do. It's made it more meaningful and helped me in finding ways to better connect with students and teachers about strengthening our number sense and our mathematical reasoning. So I want to jump into this number sense guide that's here and available to you so that you can use it with yourself and your own journey, with your students, with conversations with parents and colleagues, administrators, whoever. So here's my definition of number sense. It's thinking flexibly about numbers with purpose and accuracy. And I'm going to jump over here to the number sense guide to kind of unpack that a little bit. So let's look at this together. Here's the number sense guide. And we'll break things down a little bit in detail, but what I am going to encourage you to do right now is to actually listen to the podcast episode that I recorded on this number sense guide. So thinking revolves around a lot of things, and I put some bullet points here in terms of its making sense of math problems, developing strategies, reasoning about something, and so forth. What thinking is not, it's not guessing. If students are blurting out numbers, and they're ignoring information that's available to them, that's guessing. We want to encourage them to estimate, which is thinking strategically about numbers within a reasonable range. In terms of thinking flexibly, number talks, if you've ever participated in a number talk, that is a great example of thinking flexibly. So when we're estimating and using Estimation 180 tasks, we want students to think flexibly about what numbers they could use, what units of measurements they could use, how are they decomposing numbers, how are they building numbers back up, and so forth. In terms of numbers is so broad, but numbers is just a language for us to communicate how we measure quantities. And these are a few examples. So if we think about it, we have in languages, we have words, we have letters, we have sounds, we have symbols to communicate, right? Well, numbers is also a form of communication. And so we can use representations, we can use symbols, we can use quantities, we can use unit of measurements, right? Like if we really think about units of measurement, it's a great way for us to effectively and efficiently communicate with each other, okay? In terms of the purpose, when we are estimating, we have a focus question, and there's a reason why you might come up with an estimate, okay? That focus question helps drive your thinking, and it also helps you focus on what information to use and find or seek out or ask about. And so purpose really is a great exercise for our brain. It's a great way to say, hey, how are we communicating when we're all talking about a certain estimation task? And it also helps drive how we make sense of our world, especially through Estimation 180 tasks that are visual. In terms of accuracy, we want to be mathematically precise in mathematics. However, sometimes if we rush to precision, we might have spent too much time, wasted time rushing to precision as opposed to pumping the brakes and maybe coming up with a more solid plan that talks about aboutness, a range. Range is very important, so sometimes creating a reasonable range is really important because then we can narrow it down after that. We can rule out wrong answers. That's what a range is effective in. Once we get a great range, now we can start working toward precision, and sometimes it's the same amount of time as if we rushed to an inaccurate, precise answer versus talking about a reasonable range first. So I hope that this number sense guide is helpful for you in terms of your lesson design, your conversations with students and other teachers and parents and all stakeholders in education, because it's important that we think flexibly about numbers with purpose and accuracy. So thanks for being here. I really appreciate you, and feel free to share this definition with others and this number sense guide with others. And I hope that you continue to build number sense with your students one day at a time. Take care.